Howdy, y'all. Hey, this is NCP. I just realized it's been almost 2 weeks since I did an update on video on things. So here's what's up. Fun and exciting. Been really busy. Been printing masks like no tomorrow for people. Family and got a big family. Well, I got a big extended family, I should say, and neighbors and nurses, and doing donations to the hospital. Now, that being said, forgot where I was going with this. Probably wasn't important. Okay, so it's been 2 weeks since I've done a video, and I've been just terribly busy. I've been swamped. I've been doing this. I've been shopping for my elderly neighbors. They're pretty frail and fragile, so I had to get all dolled up and suit up and go out. Do the shopping. I've been doing their yard work and all this stuff. So it's just what a good neighbor does. Try to be anyway, as far as I know. Help them out. So I got 2 different neighbors I have to help out. Well, I don't have to. I choose to. And try to take care of my own stuff here. As you see, my yard needs to be mowed. Not in the dog pen here. It needs to be the backyard. I guess it's not really a dog pen, but anyway, I gotta get that done. Been helping the neighbors move things, lift things, cut things, trim things, shopping for them, all kinds of stuff, because I don't want them to get sick. And they're very, very old. I think Quinn is like, he's in his 90s. He had a stroke a while back. Kind of where you lose motor control in one of your arms. I forget what that's called. He's got that. So I help out, and it's been a little more help lately because he needs help, It's like, okay, well, we can go shopping, but not every day. And then, it turns out it's every day. Well, what are you gonna do? So there's that. Now, I want to do a video probably later today or tomorrow, depending on how things are. I'm kind of tired. I'm setting up a sick room here, just in case, and it's just a spare bedroom, so it involves mostly cleaning boxes out of it and throwing stuff away and stuff that was just junk piled in there. I hate to say that, but the bed's clear now, so someone get there. And I got a refrigerator for medical supplies. In this case, it'll be like Gatorade type things and things like that. Nothing, or if someone's sick and then they want a soda, it'll be in that fridge, so they don't have to contaminate the house. There'll be a pathway for them to go that'll be, have plastic sheeting, which I've got to find. But and the room will be negative pressure. But that's a project. It can take like a week or two. I ordered a furnace, a crucible. It runs on propane. I was debating long and hard about between getting the 5 kilogram one and the 10 kilogram. You know what? If I ever need a 10 kilogram one, I'll just build it. I have a little bucket or something, or one of those barrels, those 55-gallon barrels, and build a big one. But I don't really see myself needing it. I'm just doing small things like sprockets and flywheels. I'll be doing a Lost PLA casting, which is kind of like wax casting. So I'll be making molds out of plaster Paris, which I don't need really high definition. And I'm putting the flywheel in there. Like right now I have a piece for a thing I'm building that I'm going to put in there, and I'm going to use my 3D pen and make the part a little bit bigger. More reinforcements on the side where the screw hole is, because it's very, very thin. And plastic keeps breaking on it, so I'm making it out of metal, which it should have been. And then I'll go in the shop and just refine it so it's smooth and stuff. But Lost PLA casting is what it is, where we print something out and then you burn out the mold at barbecue, and it kind of destroys the mold. It's just a one-time thing. It melts out. And then you pour your mold in there, your metal in there. We give brass, copper. This is just one on eBay I bought, or Amazon, not eBay. Amazon I bought. It was a 5 kilogram. It came with a whole kit. It came with your tongs and your crucible and all that good stuff. Now, I haven't actually really cast metal other than like lead, which doesn't count because that's the metal version of wax. So I haven't did this since high school. So hopefully I won't burn myself. But we still got good insurance right now for the Cobra package, so might as well put it to use, right? I hope not. I didn't change anything in Cobra, and I haven't looked for other insurances because I can go, I don't know, like 14 months or something. And while there's a pandemic, I'm not changing anything in case I have to go to the hospital. I don't seem to have the greatest lungs. You would think they'd be strong because I exercised with pneumonia 3 times last year. But no, right now they're good. I fought like heck to get a pneumonia shot, which wouldn't help for aspiration pneumonia, but this flu tends to give you pneumonia afterwards and it's bad and whatever. Now my personal opinion of this is it's not that bad. I've said that all along, but what if it's not? I am in the high risk category. I'm a diabetic. I got high blood pressure. It's totally controlled, but I got high blood pressure, which I'm stressed all the time, so that's probably why. Too much salt. Actually, I'm not sodium hypertensive. With all the salt I had, being a diabetic, I pee a lot, and that tends to pull the salt out of my system. So the last time I had my blood work done, I was on the very low scale. It's only like let's say the scale is let's say from 1 to 10, right? And I was like at 1 for my level of salt. So I'm like, ooh. Because when I first started messing with my thyroid, I quit all salt. Because they said too much salt or too much iodized salt can make it like you have hyperthyroidism. Hyper, too little, whatever it is. Too much, not enough thyroid sensing hormone or whatever it is. Or I had too much, or whatever it is. It wasn't right. So I quit salt, and the medication lost most of its effectiveness because I cut 90% of the iodine out of my diet. So I had to incorporate it back gently. So that's all good now. We're all in spec. Everything in my body is in spec as far as we know. I could lose a little bit of weight, but other than that, we're keeping it in spec. The treadmills allowed me to keep up my exercise during this pandemic. But like I said, I don't think it's all that bad, but you don't know. I mean, what if? I mean, the regular flu isn't good.
Sorry, I didn't know that.
The Alexa. Cancel. But still, you get to do it. So we're gonna get the videos done. I'm gonna do the Lost PLA casting. I think the furnace gets here on Thursday. So sometime after that, I've got to go down to my storage unit and get out my aluminum I have, which is basically my old, the block from the Toyota pickup when I redid the head on it, the upper. I can't think what that is now. I must need iodine. Gotta do that. But a lot of little things that I hadn't encountered. Like I'm not going to go into my security system here, but I got a security system set up, right? And that's been doing a lot of that and helping the neighbor set one up. So I'm not going to go in and display all that. But for some reason, the spiders wanted to colonize my camera lens. I don't know what the heck would deal with that is. So I looked down, I'm like, what is all that moving in my yard? Because it was blurry, but it looked like a flash of light. And there's a spider web. Like, man, that's like it's the second story almost. The way my house is built. It's not really 2-story, but it's like that. So it's over the basement. So I'm like, oh man. So I got to get there today and get that down. It's just a lot of little things come because I didn't have the security system last year. And last year I didn't do anything because I was sick or I was in California or whatever. I didn't do much yard work around here. My neighbor took care of a lot of my yard work last year. A different neighbor, but we're just all kind of like a knit community here, I guess. They accepted me when I started talking right. They're good people. They're really good people. They do one thing weird. They call me Mr. John instead of John. And I haven't really asked them. I'm going to ask them, what's the deal with that? It's Mr. John instead of just John. John's my name. I told you guys that. You knew that. So, Mr. John, just John, man. Maybe because I'm older than some of them. I don't know. But no, because, Quinn, the old guy, says, Mr. John too. So it might be a Southern tradition that I'm not inversed enough with. But back to the video, skip that. I'm gonna show you guys how I'm making quat solution, which is ammonium. I don't know. Google it. Basically, it's a disinfectant that's used in the food grade service. I have a half-gallon bottle, and I put one of these tablets in, and it makes 400 parts per million, so I can hose down boxes with it. The problem is it's got a blue tint to it, which can tend to stain, so I use it for pour services. In the food service industry, they use it as 200 parts per million, and that makes it safe for food and such. So you can hose down your counters with it, anything you want with it. They use it to sterilize and sanitize, and it's listed on there that it kills human coronavirus. Again, not a big deal as far as I'm concerned, but what if? I don't know. I mean, the flus can be bad for me with all my pneumonias. I mean, I'm sure I can still inhale, and I hear a whoop in my lung, and I can feel it. So it's the top of my breath, like a whoop, and it's like a physical, it vibrates. And I assume that's from all the scar tissue, and I did a televisit with my doctor to change my meds up. And he said, yeah, that's your lungs, and it's probably the scar tissue in there. He goes, if you feel any problems or, it hurts or anything, come in. I said, okay, because we're trying to avoid contact. And I use the incentive spirometer, which is a thing you blow into, or no, you suck into, and it goes up to show your lung capacity. So after my surgeries, I constantly do this about 10 times a day to make sure I have full lung capacity. I go out of my way to cough as hard as I can 10 times a day, like that. And then if I do get sick, I never get the sore chest. When I get sick and cough, I never get sore chest because I use those muscles. So I can take a little pain and suffering out of my life, or avoid it. But that's oxygen. My blood O2 is runs about 96 to 98 now versus, 91, 89 after the hospital, all that stuff. So that's good. I forgot where I was going. I kind of started rambling here. All you guys need to know is we got a lot of things coming up. We're going to make quat solution, QUAT. It's ammonium something. And that's a video. Then we're going to do the burnout video for the molds, making a mold and lost PLA casting. I'm going to take the parts and I'm going to take and a metal coat some of the parts because I want some in brass or copper or whatever, or maybe aluminum or stainless steel. Well, I don't think you can coat stainless steel. I don't know. But I've been assembling the parts. Sometimes just put nickel first before you do copper. I've never did electroplating. Not really, not seriously anyway. But I've dabbled, but I got some phosphoric acid. I've got all these things together. I've been assembling the kit for 2 months, and then this stuff hit with the corona, so I redirected my efforts to more important, immediate things. But we'll go over all that. Probably a video a day is what I'd like to do, but I tend to get really busy and slack, so I just happen to have a few moments now while I'm home for lunch. But we'll get that done. See what else. Sterilizer solution, how to decon stuff. Like I said, I'm using ozone tote. There's contradicting info. Most of it says ozone works, depending on the strength. So I'm running, I forget. It's on sanitize mode, so I think it's so many parts per million. And then I let it sit overnight. For example, I mailed something out the other day, and I wanted to send them the tracking number. I couldn't because I had my wallet in there being ozone because it was taking care of, the credit card I used, take care of the receipt in there and the outside of the wallet. And, when I come in, I strip my clothes off and throw it in the stuff, I run right to the shower. Now, I would use surgical glove, or is it glutahexamine chloride or whatever. But I have a septic system, and that will destroy my septic system. So downstairs I can use that because it goes to a sump pump and goes out somewhere in the woods. I don't never really trace it down. It goes somewhere, but it's loaded my septic, so it's not going to my septic, and there's no pump to lift it up. It pumps the water, the rainwater, and the drainage all somewhere. So I can do it out there. But I come in here and I just use antibacterial soap, and I mixed it with a body wash, 50-50. I tried adding alcohol to it, but yeah, that got in my eyes, and that was unpleasant. The wife's all, "Are you sad?" "Yes." Come out of the shower with eyes like I've been crying and stuff. Like, yeah, no, no, but I burned my balls out. I don't know. I'm 51 years old and I still get soap in my eyes. But on the other hand, I'm 51 years old. I've been eating all my life, and I still can't tell you how much mustard or mustard or ketchup I'm gonna need for my hot dogs to dip them in. Like, I still haven't figured out the right ratio. There's always too much or not enough. But we'll get to it. These are the things we must conquer in life. I got over the cabin fever by helping my neighbors and stuff, and there's so much work. Like, I've been going to mow this lawn for about 2 weeks now, and then it starts raining. So I think, oh well, I'm done. But like I said, I'm gonna go over the solution to Decon. It's very cheap if you buy the tablets on Amazon. I think I paid $50 for 6 bottles, and that was enough to make 950 gallons. So that's a lifetime supply. The manufacturer says there's no expiration date on it. The manufacturer says there's it doesn't degrade once you made it. Some say it does, some say it doesn't. So I bought the test strips to show me the particle strength per million. Now I know if you put cotton in there, it'll absorb the ions. I guess that's a big deal for this solution. So what you do is you spray it on, and then you wait like 3 minutes, and you do it, and you wipe it up, and it's fine. But don't soak your cotton cloth in it like a washcloth. But we got a little garden sprayer out just for this purpose, a half-gallon sprayer, a handheld one. So I can hose, her down when she comes in, or me, and it might stain, but not too bad. Wash it off, don't let it stain your clothes. But the clothes we do ozone, and wash it. Soap and water will break up this virus. It's an not in-loop, that's a battery. It's an encapsulated virus, so basically it's got a weak shell on it, and soap destroys it. Use 70% isopropyl alcohol. That'll do it, like hand sanitizer. I think above 90%, like 99 and all that, well, you can't use that because it takes and dries out the whole virus shell, and it doesn't get to the components inside of it. The proteins or whatever's in a virus, I don't know. But so 99 or 100% alcohol won't work on this, but 70 does, so that's fine. Okay, it's been about 18 minutes, so I think that's everything I wanted to cover in this video. Like I said, I'm gonna get things set up. I'll show you the sick room when I get done in a few days. I'm putting a camera in there, and that's for the purpose of communicating without having to go in there. I'd like to put a thermal cam in there, but that's beyond my budget. I mean, I got one that goes on my cell phone, and I could use an old cell phone, but it's not really worth it. It's just not worth it. I don't know what I paid for it, but it was a iSeek or something like that, or a ThermoSeek or something. Doesn't really work well with this phone here. It's kind of goofy, but I don't need to take temperature. I can walk in and take temperature, and if it's that bad, we're going to the hospital. That person can't respond or whatever. I'm not a paramedic. But I can check in, like if she's sick, I can check in on her with the camera, and it's one of the Waze cams, so it's a 2-way camera for hearing, and you could just easily use the tablets, the Amazon tablets, and use the Alexa. I have to say that Lois doesn't answer me, and use that to basically like a Skype type thing back and forth. Or just leave it all day. Either or, that's a cheap solution right there. Tablets are like $50, and camera's like 26. But with the camera, I can go to any TV or anything in the house or any phone or whatever and say, show me the sick room, and it'll show it to us and or show it to me what's in there, and I can talk back and forth through two-way audio, or just to see, make sure they're breathing, zoom in, make sure they're breathing, and let them rest. But that's that's down the line. There's just so busy. I got so many things. I'm just so rattled brain right now. I got so many products I want to show, like the self-heating meals I bought, like 100 packs of them that you can cook whatever food you want in this. This is for backpacking originally, but but there's just so much stuff I gotta do, so much. And I've been so rattled brain and focused on so many things, trying to do 100 things at once, which is good because it keeps my mind idle, or not idle. I mean, see, screwed up. They say necessity is the mother of invention. No, I disagree. It's boredom. The things I've come up with are cool and scary. But this is all for NCP today. I gotta go get some food in me and get back to work, helping people, and trying to get through a couple boxes of junk in the room, see what's in there. I found stuff I lost. I lost a lot of stuff in the move. Like calipers, digital calipers. Oh, I needed these really bad. Well, now I know where they're at, and got them put in my shop, and up and down the stairs. I probably went down the basement stairs probably 50 times today, so we're gonna call the cardio today done. Anyway, everybody have a great day. Stay safe. It's the simple things that make life great. Family too. Family's great, and stay safe, and don't go out unless you have to, and unless you want to. Like I said, I don't think this is really a big deal, but I don't know. But the flu is kind of a big deal to me, so I always get my flu shot. So I haven't had it in so long, and my last memory of one was pretty bad back in like the 80s. So who knows? But like I said, I think we already had this corona. We both got like food poisoning a while back, or thought it was. And it was really bad for like 24, 48 hours. And then she got it after that. She said, well, I just ate the same thing and took it later. But I think it's because I got it first, and then she got it. And I think that's what we had, because we haven't had the symptoms, but it only lasted a little time. So I don't know. And now I'm hearing a bunch of people, like 58% might have had it more or times than what's reported. I don't know. Sick people stay home. If I get sick, I'm staying home unless something's bad. I don't go to the hospital and catch something else. I don't hang out there. Anyway, this is NCP for the last time. I gotta go. You guys have a great day. Enjoy your weekend and stay safe. NCP out.